Hi, it's Matt. Welcome to the first of a series of Age of Wonders 3 videos. I've been playing Age of Wonders 3 for quite a long time and also watched quite a lot of Age of Wonders 3. I've obviously seen Bob from Black Arrow Gaming, who played a number of Age of Wonders 3 series, and never really thought about doing it myself, but then I saw Craigatron doing a series recently and thought, you know what, why don't I give it a go? So this is my attempt. I'm playing against an Emperor. I'm playing against 3 Emperors. Now I should say up front, I played Age of Wonders 3 a lot, but I'm not the best player, and the Emperor will often roll me. I'm doing this largely because everybody else is playing against Emperor, so it seems to be cowardly not to. I'm playing on a medium map with 3 Emperor AIs. We're playing Continental. That's to give me a little bit of an advantage because the AI doesn't handle water quite so well as human players. We've got Surface and Underground. I've set cities and dwellings to few. I don't like the way it spams dwellings. And if I come in here, we're going to have them on their own teams. In terms of the advanced rules, we've got game speed slow. I like slow. I'm going to have 5 heroes and they go up to level 30. Now I am running a couple of mods. I'm running a mod called Luckless Halflings because I hate halflings. I hate them being lucky. Less tier 4 unit spam, and a mod that gives me slightly more points. Well, gives everybody slightly more points to upgrade their heroes because I quite like powerful heroes. Okay, so we'll apply these changes. Okay, just don't need to do this, but I feel somehow compelled. Okay, so me versus 3 Emperor AIs. I have decided this time I'm going to play a Dwarven Dreadnought. Not a Dwarven Dreadnought, sorry, a Dwarven Theocrat, which is something that I've played a few times before. So I'm pretty happy with how that works. One of the things I love about Dwarven Dreadnoughts who play evil is using Dwarven Crusaders with I can't remember what the spell's called now. If we go to Shadowborn, and it is Embrace Darkness, yeah. So giving Dwarven Crusaders life stealing, very cheap tier 2 units, they can become quite powerful. So I like that. I also like Earth Elemental, so there's a few decent spells in Earth, and Earth Elementals are a useful addition given the Theocrat sort of spirit focus. Having the ability to summon Earth Elementals can make a big difference in my opinion. So let's go, let's see what kind of a start we get. And obviously I'm hoping we get some decent units and a decent setup. Okay, so here we are underground. That's good for us. We're dwarves, we like being underground. We've got 2 mana nodes close by, both of which can be customized to earth nodes. That's good for a Theocrat start. We don't have much in the way of production. We've got this Magma Forge here. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. So who's joining us? Dreadnought. I tend to roleplay that Dreadnoughts and Theocrats don't really mix. So as much as I hate turning down that first hero, I'm going to do that. Okay, we're tucked up in this right hand corner of the map. That's a pretty good place to be. Okay, so our starting unit's pretty weak. Forge Priest is nice. The rest of these are nothing to write home about. That Prospector can be useful. So we got a few early resources, not bad, and we've scoped out the fact that we're kind of tucked up in this corner. I want to transform this to an earth node as fast as possible, so let's queue that up and think about what to research. Slayer's Doubt is one of my absolute favourite spells, and I absolutely want to have access to that, so let's get that going. It's always a nice for me when a Theocrat has that out of the gate. So we've got a city, where'd it go? City down here. So we want to make contact with that as soon as possible. So I'm going to send my hero off on a mission to make contact with the other Dwarven city that's down here. And there it is, so we should make contact with that next turn. There's no spawning structure that we can see. That doesn't mean there isn't a spawning structure nearby. I'm going to use this prospector to go look up here just in case it's along here. No obvious sign of it there. Could be something here. It'd be unusual not to have a spawning structure somewhere near where we start. But I'm reasonably happy with this as a starting location. We're sort of tucked away. Nothing much to capture for this city. If we go 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so it might capture this flow rock quarry. But again, I might actually prefer to put another city in here maybe and capture these things. And obviously this city here is this city should be quite nice for production. We've got a couple of magma forges there. Okay, and that looks like a crystal tree. That could be an awesome city for producing crusaders from. And this playstyle, I like to basically just flood the map with cheap crusader units. So what are we going to build? I think we'll start with a builder's hall. Our production's very low. Builder's hall will immediately help with that. Our next priority is probably clearing this when the city grows, get that extra 10 production. But that's probably, we're not going to need this for a while. Growing 2 probably isn't going to happen too soon. I might want to get that prospector back and start chipping away at this for a bit of free gold. So let's see what we do. I guess I probably should just check up here. Is that a spawning structure? Aha, okay, I thought there should be one. Not sure yet what it is. So we've actually got a bit less exploring to do here than if we're on the overground because we're sort of constrained. So I'm going to move these units up. We're hoping for a better pick of hero next turn. Let's just push the turn on. Sorcerer, brilliant. Exactly what I was hoping for. Now, can they make it down here? They can. Okay, so we found an output. I am obviously going to play evil, but we're not going to want to mess with Dwarven race governance, so for now we'll take the hit and just be friends with these guys. I'm going to move him back here. And we are going to go off and clear this node as quick as possible. Let's just, now with this guy, we're just going to want to scout up here. Looks like it's a brigand camp. That's excellent. They are relatively easy to deal with. Now, I typically play with strong defenders. I've heard that's actually an advantage for human players. So in this playthrough, I'm playing with normal defenders. So I'm probably going to be a bit overcautious about these battles because I'm used to them being harder. So let's go there. This guy, let's just scout a little bit further on here. Okay, I quite like having this wall here. It means there's less ability to get to this city. We're just going to scout over here, so I'm probably not going to take that away. We'll just scout this out here. Okay, so we found an entrance to the overground. We're not going to do anything here yet. So this battle, Frosting Engineers, Sun Guard. The Engineers got Blunderbuss, which is slightly annoying, and the Sun Guard. We don't have particularly good units, although now I've got a Sorcerer, I'm a lot happier. I don't know if we can see what spells she's got until we get into combat. I'm hoping that she has harmonizing energy. Right, so we're going to take at least one battle next turn, and I'm expecting to get some kind of quest from these guys pretty soon. So 4 turns until we talk about vassalization. Oh my good gracious. A dungeon and a crystal tree. Dungeon with killing momentum. Yeah, the slaughter pits infantry get killing momentum and 2 damage. I mean, producing crusaders out of here is going to be insane. Right, this has to happen. Right, okay, so move on to the next turn. Okay, we can move these units up here, and let's check this battle out. No mercy, very likely victory. Yeah, we should win this. Okay, so they're not coming to me. Let's see what spells we've got. We've got Smite and Stone Skin. Stone Skin is a really useful spell. And we do have Harmonizing Energy. At this point, only 1 cast of it, but that could be crucial for keeping units alive. We can cast Smite once. I don't know if that actually, the Tigran is the one that we most want to smite. That's not going to do very much. The Frostling Engineer, we could theoretically even put that engineer out of the game. But I'm also minded to think that I can cast Stone Skin twice and I have the mana to do it. And that could be a game changer. Losing a lot of movement, but that extra protection resistance could be vital. So we've got our Dwarf Deep Guard, and we've got a couple of crossbowmen. Not overly sold on those units. We've got the Fire Priest, obviously, the Forge Priest, who could do a decent amount of damage. The Frostling obviously is going to be weak to fire damage, and the Sun Guard I think is protected, yes, so that's not so awesome as a matchup. We could potentially use this to do some damage here. That could certainly get close to wrecking this guy, and actually maybe that is our move. We've got casting points. It does mean I'll put off casting the spell to convert the mana node for a turn, but I want to get through this without any real damage. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to hit him with that. So we do want some XP here. Let's look at doing that again. Okay, that's great. That's got him really close to going out. So somebody will get some XP just for hitting him. And we'll smite the engineer. Nice, again, that's really good. That's brought him very close. Okay, so we took a little bit of damage there. Now, fortunately, we do have this, so we can heal them, and I think what we'll do is come here and we'll take that XP with my hero. So 50 and 50, that's good. Now this guy is definitely going to want to fire his blunderbuss, which is a decent amount of damage, so if we can avoid that, he's got 5 hit points. I think we should be able to... Oh, blinded? Am I blinded? Oh, the flashbang! Oh, that's very annoying. I didn't notice the flashbang. Okay, right. That does make a difference. So I think what we will do is... can't quite reach him there. Hopefully from there. Yep. Okay, that goes for him. Okay, so we've engaged the prospect, and the prospects are not particularly a threat here. Yeah, completely forgot about the flashbang. Okay. So we're through that, a little bit of experience, bit of gold, that's good. That production is now ready for us there, and we're ready to move on to the brigands. I'm going to hold off a little bit just while we heal up there, and we're just going to poke the periscope up and make sure there is nothing untoward out here. Oh, there's some gold there. We should almost certainly go pick that gold up. Nothing obvious right on top of us, that's good. This guy we will pull back up here. Now I don't know where the AI is. We've set distances to far. How many of them are going to be underground? Not sure. I'm going to be a bit cagey out scouting because I really don't want to meet them until I'm ready for them. Okay, so we've all fully healed up here, that's great. Let's go take on this brigand camp. Again, very likely victory. Three scoundrel units against this army should be no problem. And we will absolutely want to bring all of our range units to bear here, and spread some XP around as we take these units on. My guess is that they will want to come out. Okay, that's good. Yep, as I expected, they've come out. Now they have decided to put the hurt on one of my crossbowmen. I'm not all that fussed about crossbowmen as a unit, but at the same time I don't want to lose him. So we are gonna take this guy out. Now it's really not above the scoundrel to just come out and try and kill this unit, so we're going to heal him. Level up for him, that's good. And more damage, there we go. Okay. Okay. Pretty easy couple of battles. Straw Hat of the Happy Farmers, not a brilliant unit, but getting an Axeman as well. We want gold, but I think that is good enough to take. Bit of defense and some. That's got him up to, I think, high morale. Yep, so that's definitely worth having. And the Axeman as an extra unit is again worth having. If nothing else, we can bring him down here and have at least one unit guarding our city. We now also can promote this. That gives us just that extra 6 knowledge and just a little bit more mana, which is great. We've also got Summon Cherub and Sanctified Sights. I don't think that's anything we want to be using right now. So we also had some gold we could reach here. Let's just do that. So 2 gold, that is very welcome. We're just going to scout a little bit here and just see what's around here, but then we're going to send him back underground as quick as we can. Okay. So as an army, this is not brilliant. I think what we might do is leave one of the crossbowmen behind and bring the Axeman with us. The Axeman's not exactly a brilliant unit, but Okay, so now we've got the Builder's Hall. The next thing we'll work on is the storehouse. I'm not really worried about mana at the moment, otherwise I'd prioritise a shrine and a temple, but at this point we want to get the city growing, get that extra production. Right, so we're going to send one of these crossbowmen in here, and I could take the other bull. I could take that bull rider. Again, Dwarven cavalry, not a unit I'm particularly enamoured of, but actually it's a fast-moving unit, so let's take that. And 3 wisps. Obviously, wisps not particularly a problem, although with 3, a stun can cause you a little bit of a problem. We'll have to hope that we don't get too many units stunned. Pardon me. But this is definitely a case where I would look at maybe trying to eliminate a unit. Let's hope. Okay, we'll just get rid of 1. Okay, significantly reduce the risk there. Because okay, level up there, that's good, that's what we're after. Okay, and he resists the stun, that's excellent. How many hit points did he take? Not enough to want to use that yet. So let's see what this guy does. He hits him as well, that's fine. We will heal him up and then light him up. Okay, that's good, we'll get some mana for that. And also now we're in a position where once this city is expanded, it'll be able to take advantage of this node as well. So really we've cleared the structures around our home city, so we're going to want to move out. And also I'm anticipating next turn that we're going to get offered a quest. So moving this down here is probably a good idea. That's a tier 3 unit, that's a bit above our pay grade right now. So we won't be taking that battle just yet. Let's move him back here. Okay, so we're on the coast side of a coastal area. That's interesting there. We'll just scout up here. Okay, so I think I'm safe to bring him down. There doesn't seem to be anything right above us. So we're going to leave these 2 units on guard. I have been remiss and left my capital unguarded several times and lost it. Not expected to happen this early in the game, but could happen. Okay, so we've got a quest available. Let's have a look at that. A vassal proposal and a bull rider. Another bull rider is not what I crave, but it is what I'm being offered. So let's head on down there. We'll take this battle as we're going, just for the XP. Don't anticipate any upsets here. Would love to get my heroes leveled up. 46 out of 50, 45 out of 50, so there's a possibility I get both of those leveled up. That's what I'm going to aim to do. They seem to be coming for me, that's good. Let's encourage them to hit my heroes. Okay, well they went for the thing. Okay, so level up for him and a level up for him. Excellent, that's exactly what I hoped for. Okay, so as you can see we have 8 points because a mod I use to get a few extra points. My typical shtick is I'll always bump the hit points up, particularly at the beginning. Just that extra 10 hit points makes them just a little bit more tanky. And obviously I'm going to go for Bestow Ironheart as a super useful ability. And then for her, for Henna, Sorcery 1 is a pretty much a requirement. So both of them just a little bit more tanky and some more healing, which is great, and a little bit more spellcasting option. Again, super useful for the battle to come. We're just going to scout down here and see what's down here. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so the haste berries next turn will help that unit come back. We've got a tomb here, but I'm really keen to get this city as quick as I can because it's just got so much good stuff here. I mean, production and that crystal tree and dungeon is made for producing crusaders. I've got 20 casting points. Do I want to summon a cherub? I think I do. So first raise governance level up, and I will pretty much always, I don't make a lot of use of crossbowmen, so this is pretty useless. Anything to make cities happier is awesome, so we'll absolutely be doing that. The storehouse is complete. I think probably what I'll do now in anticipation of creating crusaders is go for the arena. Again, my mana income is fine for what my needs right now, so I don't really need to do anything with that. Actually, that looks like it might be a dead end there, so that's good. That means there's really only one approach here. I will need to protect obviously from this, but this is a pretty safe throne city location. That's really very good news. Okay, so we're coming down here. We can't make it to this battle this turn, so we can afford to take a few other battles along the way. That looks not too bad. My Theocrat should be in a position to wreck this Hellhound. The Hellhound, oh, it's actually not weak to spirit. Oh, that's, right, okay. I thought it was, but it's not. Okay, well, anyway, we'll wreck it anyhow. Right, okay, so we want to keep the crossbowman out of the way. I think bring him over here, protect him. You come out of the way there. Now we've got 30 casting points, so we can afford to do a few things here. One option is to soften this guy up, or soften up one of the hatchlings. I think what we're going to do is soften this guy up, because again I'm looking for a level of XP. No point hitting these guys with the Forged Priest, because they've got just too much fire protection. But the Forged Priest does have Guardian Flame, so we'll be looking to use that. Okay, so I think what we'll do is hit this guy once with this, and then finish him off. Now he's going to get hit by the probably both of the hatchlings, so he's going to take about 20 points of damage. That's fine, he can take that. They're not going to crit in the choking fumes, so I'm not overly worried about that. And we've got some healing to throw in as and when we need to. In fact, I'm going to keep that as a healing option there. I think we can move him up now. Okay, oh, they did a bit more damage than I'd expected, actually. That's we've got harmonizing energy, so it's not such a big deal. He'll need to move back to Spit and hope Oh, he doesn't have to move back to Spit. Oh, that I didn't realise. Okay. But we do have healing available. We actually have a decent amount of healing available. Okay. So my goal really is to get through the first few battles without stupidly losing a unit for nothing, which so far I've done. Next turn we should be onto this. This should be a very simple battle. The Swarm Darter is the most annoying unit there, but we've got ways of dealing with him. I thought I'd moved him already. That's weird. Alright, okay, let's move him now. That's peculiar. Okay, and our Cherub is ready to cast, and I think what we'll do is we will cast this over here and use it to scope out this area. Oh, that's another... Okay, another entrance to the overworld. Oh, hello. Some floating gold. We will definitely try and take that. But what we've also seen is another spawner, which we'll definitely want to take care of. And we can now see this. Oh my good gracious. Another dungeon. Okay, that's insane. Don't really even need that much production, but that's kind of crazy. Okay. Let's move on to the next turn. Okay, so I think we'll just go grab that 3 gold there. Okay, so our gold income is looking pretty healthy. There's nothing much around here. That spawner I'm not too worried about right now. It's an animal spawner anyway. Okay, we'll just take a peek up there, see what's there. Okay, so that might be a nice little city in there. It wouldn't... Oh my goodness, another dungeon. This is insane. That's 3 of them. I mean, it could be that putting a city here, it would get some production, some gold. Another place with killing momentum. Yeah, that is quite possible. Wouldn't be the best city, but situationally it could be very powerful. Okay, so we're going to want to start producing Crusaders as soon as we can. So Dwarven Crusader units, their base cost 75 gold, so that means that they're going to be 75 production, is that right? I'm trying to remember if that's how it works. But I can't produce them yet. My mana is not bad, but I would like to make some Forge Priests. But I would also like to get my research going, so I'm going to take the laboratory first on the basis that right now mana is not my problem. And I'm going to send this guy off over here to scout this way. Okay, so let's take this battle on. Again, this should be pretty simple. Should not be losing any units here. The Swarm Dancer charges in, that's fine, that's good really. How close to level 2? 3, not too far off. The Swarm Dancer can be a problem with those mosquito darts, but we are not weak to blight. We're in fact slightly protected from blight. So I think what we're going to do is just light them up with a little damage. And oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so we've killed them. I think we have to... Do we have to raise the watchtower? Is that the quest? Raise the watchtower, yeah, okay. Kind of weird, but we're definitely going to take that. The Ball Riders neither here nor there, but vassalising the city now is definitely great. And in 6 turns, whatever it costs, we're going to want to get this city and get rocking as quick as possible. Let's just see what this shows us. So this is showing us another. That actually looks a bit like a dwelling. I would say that is probably the Fey dwelling. Which not be the dwelling I would go for first. So we've got a necromantic circle with 2 necromancers. That's chance for upset with those black bolts. So we certainly don't want to sleep on that. One healing would sort him out, one healing would sort him out. I could take this turn, or I could take this next turn. I think we can do this without taking a loss. So the main unit I'm worried about losing is the Ball Rider. So let's just heal him now. So we are in a good way there. The Forge Priest is, and my hero are good for dealing with these guys. What we might do, we can only do it once unfortunately, but we can do it and Stone Skin if we need to, but we might smite one of these guys. That's not enough damage for them to both need to heal, unfortunately. Hoping to take both heals, but couldn't quite get that. So we're going to pull back. They're moving now. Let's let them come to us. Okay, great. They're now in range. So their fire weakness. Don't think they're quite in range for us here. They can take another hit there. Yeah, we might just have to let them take another hit. Okay, that's good. That's not going to be a problem. He's gone now. Okay. We might as well use this, get him to use his healing. Okay, we'll just wreck this guy. Okay, he'll light up that guy, that's fine. I'd really like you to get a level up. 11 hit points. Can you do it? Oh, that critical, but not quite. I think we'll take the chance on a bit of damage here. Yes, so a level up for both heroes. Nice. That is excellent. And a Jewel of Forgotten Revival. Oh, that's just such a good item. Okay. Yeah. That regeneration very early. Excellent. So we're going to give him Chaplain and Healing Aura and Touch of Faith. Those are some really useful abilities. And we're just going to continue bumping up this guy's spellcasting. Break Control is always useful. Better taken early before you need it. Because when you need it, you need it. Okay, so we've vassalised this city. We've got 6 turns to wait, so we really want to be prepping and ready. So we're building the laboratory here. That Just going to take a look and see what's in there. Okay, that's actually, well, I was expecting sort of Manticore Rider or something in there. So that's, I mean, assassins are not nothing, but a succubus and actually 4 assassins is not nothing. That assassin strike has the potential for some upset if enough of them can get to one of your units and flank one of your units. That could be a problem. Easy way to lose a hero there with a couple of assassin strikes, but relatively weak by comparison to what I normally see in a dungeon. We're just going to take a look at this one as well, see what's in here, and then we're going to scatter a bit down here. Okay, so we get the offer of another hero, and it's an Archdruid. I'm playing a Theocrat. Druids are pretty good. They have some nice abilities, but I want something different. So we've got Slayers down now, but we're going to immediately start on Martyr, and as quick as we can get to Crusader. Let's just scout over here. Okay, nothing much seeming over there. That's good. Then we're going to scan down here. Okay, so this is quite a long corridor. So if we look at the map here, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this as a starting position in terms of the underground. We've got 2 overground exits right next to us. That's maybe a problem. But I'm not unhappy with this position, and I'm certainly, this city could play super well to this playstyle. And if I could put another city in here somewhere and capture that dungeon as well, and have 2 cities producing Crusaders with killing momentum, I will be very, very happy. Particularly given the ones coming out of this city are also going to be enchanted armoured. That is kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm expecting another quest from these guys soon, but I think what we can do is start clearing things for this city. So clearing the crystal tree, clearing this, not in a position to clear the dungeon yet, but might not be too long. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to scope this bit out, see what's here. You never know, sometimes there's a bit of gold lying around, not on this occasion, but we will absolutely do the same thing over here and look for any gold floating on top of the lava. Okay, so we get offered a hero. It's a rogue. Again, rogues can be useful, but not what I'm looking for. I'm sort of taking a risk here if one of the other AIs is a dwarf. And obviously there's a good chance that it is. I may lose out on heroes. But I really want either a warlord, another sorcerer, or another Theocrat hero. So we're coming over here, we're going to take this battle. Now, 3 Sun Guards. They're good units, but they're not good enough. However, we really don't want to get particularly into meleeing with them at this point in the game. So we're just going to move back out of the way and oh, now in fact, actually, I've just remembered also that we have got Slayers down, so that's excellent news, but we can just hopefully eliminate what... Oh, we didn't quite get that. That's really kind of annoying. Okay. Well, none of them are fast enough to reach us at this point. In fact, I think if I take him there... Okay, good. Okay. So let's put Slayers down on this guy if we can. We couldn't. That's a bit annoying. Obviously, we don't want that matchup. We don't mind that matchup very much. But I really don't want him clattering into us, so I'm inclined to do this. That's an unfavourable matchup for us, but now we've got him flanked. Ugh, still, the odds are not great. Can't cast a spell. That's probably the best we can do there. I don't like the damage, but I think we've got enough healing here that actually it just makes sense to keep them tied up. Oh, now that's why. Okay, that's actually turned out right. I was slightly worried that. Let's make sure we don't get an upset here. Okay, I didn't intend him to stand on top of there, but whatever. Okay. Alright, okay. Okay, useful bit of gold. We've stored up quite a nice amount of gold for buying stuff with. I think the next task will be over here. We'll clear this structure. Okay, that should be an easy battle. This structure, ooh, that's a couple of Frosting Royal Guards. That explosive death is always a little scary. Okay, can't quite reach there. Okay, one turn, and then we'll have that. That will boost our. Start boosting that a little bit. That'll be good. Okay, so there's really not much down here for quite a distance. We'll just come one more, see what's here. Nothing particularly interesting. So. Oh, I just want to get this city and get it moving as quick as I can. 4 more turns. It's almost torture. Okay, Benham Warlord. Yes, we will definitely take a Warlord hero. What points has he got? Okay, so again, give him some of those. Bump up his strength here. And I'm just going to keep those 2 points. Actually, I'll put them to wall climbing. That's always useful. Right, so we're going to leave him here for a minute. Obviously, at some point, I'm going to want to split up this and create 2 stacks, and it might be that we put him in another stack. But we'll keep him there for a moment. What do we do now? Well, I think the observatory, because again, boost to research early is good, and it will immediately capture this production. So we're going to put the observatory in. We've got the cash, we've got the mana. I'd even think about hurrying it for another 100 gold. But I don't think I need to. So let's just scout down here. What's down here? Okay, so we're probably going to find the Fey dwelling down there. Right, so we're going to take this battle on. Again, this battle should be pretty trivial. I really like Human Priestess unit, but not until they get days. With days, they can be a handful. That's obviously not going to do much there. In fact, actually, while I'm overlooking spirit damage is really not going to make much difference to these guys. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, well that's kind of annoying, but he did rather uselessly use his turn. So let's kill that martyr and take his protection away. Flank him. Okay, and a level up for the hero, that's nice. Yep, that's really good. Okay, that's good. Let's see what we're going to go with. I mean, pretty obvious choice to go with these two. Just buff that army a little bit further. 3 more turns here. We might get another quest from them, I'm not sure. Do I feel confident to take on these guys? They are pretty fire weak, so my Forged Priest is going to do some nice damage to them, and he is close to leveling up. He's close to expert rank. They are pikemen. The raider can be problematic with that spear that immobilizes, and obviously the ice scaper, so there is a chance for an upset in here, but I think altogether this should be an easy battle, as long as I don't let the 2 pikemen gang up on anything. Okay, they are racing towards us. So I really don't want my cavalry anywhere near him, and we're going to move some more out of range here, and we're going to try and put Slayer's Doubt on this guy. Okay, that's good. That makes the fight substantially easier. I just have to hope now that I don't get an unlucky frozen. Okay, well, it is the deep guard. That's okay. If he'd frozen this guy, that would have been substantially more annoying. Okay, level up for my sorcerer. That's excellent. I am going to try and get Slayer's Doubt on him as well. Didn't happen, but we did reduce his movement speed. Okay, I think that's good. Just got to hope that okay. Honestly, I think the Ice Scaper would have been far better off not doing that. But okay, level up him, that's great. We're going to make... Oh, we don't have enough mana. Not enough casting points for a third go at that. That's a bit annoying. Because he will now be able to hit something, you know, probably hit the deep guard. But I don't think there's much I can do about that. I'm probably going to keep that 20 casting points for harmonizing energy on whatever gets hit by this guy. Okay, that's fine. That's expected. So he's about to explode, so we have to put some healing on him. Oh, okay, actually. He goes bang. Oh, yes, of course. In fact, I did that the wrong way around. I should have kept the main healing for afterwards. Oh, well. I don't think there's much we can do here. I really don't want the deep guard involved. So, he can't move very much. Yep. He's going to get lit up by this stuff. And the next turn he'll get to move one more. And it's really just a question of who I want to get the kill here. He's already leveled up. He could do with... But we don't want to... We don't want him to explode. Okay, as I say, I'm not used to playing with normal defenders, so if I seem a little cautious or a little overly worried, that's why. I'm used to these battles being a bit more of a problem. I think I'm going to use this one. This unit is going to be leading their own army soon, so I think magic affinity probably makes sense here. I still don't feel confident to go into this battle. Just the sheer number of assassins makes me worried that I could get a unit sniped before I have a chance to act. One of the things about Age of Wonders 3 is you can't set sort of a defensive formation when you go into a battle. Okay, Lost Library, can't reach the hasteberries. I never can. It's impossible. Okay, so we've got 3 turns for this to turn up, but our research is already a little bit faster because of the laboratory. Okay, so we might as well come down here and just see what's what. I think this is the Fey dwelling, and it is. I really don't want peace with them. Okay, so we've cleared out the structures around here, all except for this crystal tree. So this battle, there's a couple of apprentices. That's they do significant multi-channel damage. He's physically resistant and shock protected, but not fire protected. So actually, these guys' physical weakness is really just about not getting an unfortunate stun from the wisp, I think. Okay, they're charging forwards. We've got a dampening field. Okay, so we've got to be careful about spellcasting. Right, okay. I mean, we can take a few hits from things here without worrying over much. I don't believe we can put Slayers down. Oh, we can put Slayers down the Phantasm Warrior. About this guy, Goblin. Okay, that is definitely a useful thing to do. Now I feel much more comfortable putting him in harm's way and getting rid of him. Don't want any units getting too far away now. Okay, that was pretty much inevitable. Okay, nice level up there. Okay, we're going to retreat him back here. Okay, level up for my crossbowman, that's good. Okay, and now we can just set this guy on fire. Okay, amazing. Forge Priest has got a gold medal, that's excellent. He gets inflict immolation, that's really nice. We probably want to heal you. Hopefully this guy will... Oh, he's just going to stay there, is he? Okay. That's fine in my book. Because we are just going to wail on him until we are sure that the cavalry can charge and kill him. Okay, a few good level ups all round. Cleared that. The golden sandals of the fire. Ooh, that's pretty good. If I didn't have more gold, I might have taken the gold, but that's some pretty good protection right there. Okay, and we got to level up. Obviously he doesn't really need strong will. Break control, definitely useful. And I think we'll take Undead Slayer. And we haven't seen any undead yet, but they are out there somewhere. Okay, so we are... I'm just wondering about taking this battle on. I feel like I need some more substantial units. I need some Crusaders to take this battle on. We are 3 turns from Martyrs, and then probably likely 6 or 7 turns from Crusaders. What we don't have is another obvious city target. There wasn't one down here, so I think maybe we should start thinking about a settler. And perhaps settling this location. So in fact, actually what we're going to do is we're going to send these guys this way and start clearing these structures. And once the observatory is built, we're going to build a settler. It will slow down the growth of our throne, but I think it's worth it to get that extra city going urgently. Okay, let's see what's down here. Okay, we're going to take a look over here. We're going to see what's down here. This army is coming this way, and we're going to start clearing some of these structures. Okay, if we were looking for a sneaky bit of gold around here, we didn't get lucky. Let's have a look up here. Okay, so there's a dead end there. There's a huge amount of this that I could get the prospector into and just make it a little bit of extra gold. I think I'm going to bring the prospector back and get them working over here. Do I want to summon anything? I don't think I do. This city's still a little way from growing enough to need to convert that, so I think we'll just go ahead to the next turn. Okay, so we've got our observatory, that's great. Research is up. We're going to get Martyr next turn, that's good. I'd love to get that mana node, so I think maybe stone walls. So we've got 3 turns for this. At some point we're going to want the shrine. In fact, actually I think the shrine is the next thing to go for. Okay, so let's have a look at this battle. This is 5 units. It's a Warg Rider, Butcher, Blight Doctor, and an Untouchable. Again, barring my making any silly moves, this should be a reasonably straightforward battle. Okay, so the first thing is we want to put the brakes on the Warg Rider as the best unit, which we'll now do. I'm going to pull my units back here and avoid a confrontation there. Nice, that's a level up for him. He's now immolated, that's good. Let's tuck him in here. I think we'll bring him over here for next turn. I don't think either of these guys can threaten my hero, so I think that's good for now. Okay. She definitely needs healing. I think really the best plan is just to have her start energy, light the Warg Rider up. Do want to get rid of him. Okay, that's nice. That's exactly what I was hoping for there. Right, this Blight Doctor's got to go. Now I've got to be a little bit careful of that Butcher there. They are quite a tough little unit. We could be fairly certain of, in fact actually we're guaranteed to get rid of him. His movement is not so great that he could do too much, I think. What does he do? 13, so he could do 39. The Boar Rider's got 65. Yep, I think that's okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. Okay, not bad. Okay, get a little bit of... Oh, hello. As much as I'd love the gold, there's some good items there. I think once she gets an army... I'm actually thinking about it. We could... yeah. Let's... that will give us another 12 gold per turn. That is worth doing here. She also gets a level up, and we will give her sorcery 3, and she's got some blight protection already. Fire protection is probably a good thing to get. Okay, so we came out of that in reasonably good shape. That again is a pretty easy battle as long as that spider doesn't get an inadvertent webbing. Okay, they're staying where they are, that's good. Right, so heal there, and heal there. Okay. She got 20 casting points. I'm inclined to leave that for a potential cast of Harmonizing Energy. So they're waiting for us to come to them, which is fine. We are going to come to them. We've got 12 casting points left. We could do a smite. Certainly like to reduce the chance of spider webbing something, which I think we'll do. I didn't get a very good response there, but quite reach from there. That's a shame. Okay. Yeah, we couldn't kill it. No. That's exactly what we were hoping for. Okay, beautiful. And one fight left. Again, that Warg Rider is really the only problem there. But I think again, this is a fight that we shouldn't be too worried about. Okay, so we really don't have any casting points left here. We still have those 20 casting points for harmonizing energy should we need them. So I'm not terribly worried there. Okay. With a bit of luck, we just get to chisel away at them. Okay, here they come. Using the poison spit. Okay, it's fine. Okay, we've made some useful gold and we've got another level up for our leader, and I think I'm going to prioritise putting some more hit points on the leader, ready for that dungeon battle. Okay, so I'm going to call it here. I'd say we've made reasonable progress. Okay, actually now we are ready to take this city on. Excellent. Okay, that's great. I'm going to hope nothing appears out of nowhere and snipes that from me. I could have waited until next turn, I guess. But we've got this city now. That is brilliant news. Let's start putting a builder's hall in here and getting this going. This is going to be an amazing city for creating those crusaders. Overall, I'm happy with the progress. Haven't lost any units. Got our Forge Priest up to gold medal rank. Level 6 and level 5 for these two heroes. This hero is falling behind a little bit because he's been stuck up here, but I'm going to get him into action fairly soon now. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this start. I mean, I don't know how happy I should be. It's turn 14. The AI, obviously Emperor AIs get a big bonus. Are they leaping ahead? Already have sort of 3 or 4 cities. I'm not sure, but this sort of feels like a pretty decent start, and I'm just so pleased about the possibilities that this is going to bring when I've got that crystal tree and one or two of those dungeons in place. That's going to be insane. So I hope you've enjoyed this and that you'll join me for another episode. Thanks a lot for watching.